All right. Hello, hello. This camera is really washing me out today. I apologize if you are worried that I look very pale. It's because the color correction on the camera is not working. I promise you, I am like a couple shades darker than paper, um, and I'm feeling fine. But we're back. House and Fata Morgana. Requiem for Innocence. I'm so excited because it's been ages since we did this. Because we took a break for Halloween and just never came back. But we are back now. If you are new, I'm Kels. You'll hear me talk a lot. And yeah, that's kind of all the introduction I think we need. Let's recap and then just get into it. You can tell I'm excited tonight. Um, Okay, so our recap, courtesy of chat. The backstory starts with Lord Barnier having a blood feast and Morgana's face melting as she cursed them. Jacopo's attack was a civilian uprising made to look like a slave revolt, using him as an infiltrator. He struggled to rile up the slaves until the dashing rogue Gratien took charge by offering to duel Jacopo for entertainment. Gratien used the duel as an excuse to train Jacopo, break the swords, and build Jacopo's rep up among the slaves. Barnier let us eat and live to fight another day. Gratien is in on the revolution if we find him a wife and measure up to the ideal leader we need to be. On the day of the battle, Jacopo and Gratien had a disagreement on how to deal with Barnier, and Jacopo almost ruined it by trying to save Morgana at the cost of the element of surprise. Yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, we're like right after everything's over? Maybe? I don't know. Hopefully some of it is going to come back to me after like 2 months of not playing. Um, Holy shit, it has actually been 2 months. I don't know if my console time and date is correct, but if it's correct, we last played this on October 6th, so it's been over 2 months. Please forgive me. All right, let's get into this. All right, A Requiem for Innocence, Part 1, Tales of a Distant Past. I'm gonna have to get used to talking all the time again. I got very used to not having to, with voiced cutscenes and everything. Um, okay. I don't remember what any of these voices that I did sounded like, so if they're completely different, sorry. It was 2 months ago. We're probably safe here for the time being. So, what next? First, I need to take her somewhere where she can get some rest. You've got nothing in that head of yours except that half-dead girl, do you, kid? What, you fall for her or something? Or something. Is that what gets your rocks off? Can you only get it up for the ugliest thing in the city? Okay, be nice to her. Like, yeah, she doesn't look great right now, but poor thing. Not to mention, she can't be older than 10. I like to think of myself as open-minded, but that squicks me, man. Okay, I'm with him on that one. She's dying, I know. No! God, no, absolutely not. I'm merely concerned for her well-being. Right, of course you are. Well, everyone's got their kinks. I swear to God. What I'm wanting to know is, what are you planning to do about all those slaves you just freed? They can't stay here. Not even a chance to defend myself. Right. My people are taking care of that. They've made arrangements with several slave traders who have agreed to transport them to other cities. After that, who knows? So, whoa, wait. We just freed them here so that they can then be shipped off to other cities to still be slaves, or am I misreading that? Because I don't. Who did we save then? Because I can't. I mean, like, yeah, this guy was bad. Like, real bad. Don't get me wrong. Super fucked up. But we can't, like, make it a little better? Ugh. Okay, so we really planned out this revolution thing. Good. So you set him free and then just abandon him? Obviously. What is obvious about that? I'm not some rich kid playing hero. I gave who knows how many people the opportunity to change their lives. I think I did damn good work, if you ask me. I forgot how much Jacopo pisses me off sometimes. That's true. We did give them a taste of the ability to kill their owners. So maybe they can all go and cause revolutions of their own, and then we can have the true rebellion of the lower class. Fair enough. Can't expect you to give them the world. Setting the slaves free wasn't even the main objective. Guys, we're not setting them free, but okay. Free is being used liberally here. Spoiler, historically that does not happen. Yeah, look, we're liking this being in Fantasyland, hopefully. You're more perceptive than you look. Damn straight. Anywho, I'm planning to stick around for a bit. You still owe me that night with a pretty lady. In that case, you should head down to the pub. You'll probably find some of my people there. The ones who weren't injured, at least. Aye, aye. As much as I'd like to take her to a real doctor, I'd probably do best not to show my face in the city proper so soon after making a mess of the Lord's manor. If one of his guards were to spot me, it would probably not end well. Which means she is my only hope. Maria, come on, show me Maria. Show me Maria. Please. I miss my girl. Yes! She's back. Yeah, the best we're getting is Yukimasa going to town with a sword. Yeah. And he's not even doing it for the right reasons. So, it's fine. Ends do not justify the means, but whatever. Ugh, it's still afternoon. We're not open until evening. It's me, Maria. Let me in. Jacopo, you're alive? You have any idea how worried I was? I mean, fucking hell. I haven't slept in 2 weeks. I'd bet my life that I just woke you. Oh, shove it. It's the sentiment that counts. Anyway, I'm glad you're... Wait, what the hell is that on your back? A corpse? She will be one soon if we don't do something. But for the time being, she's still alive. Whoa, 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 stop right there! I have about 1,000 things I want to say right now, but let's start with this. What exactly are you planning to do with her here? I mean, she looks like she got mauled by a fucking lion. I need to stay low for a while. I can't risk showing my face in the city, so I was wondering if you would mind letting her stay here for a while. Excuse me? Let her stay here? And if you could look after her while she's here, I would appreciate it. No, stop. Time out. I'm not doing anything without an explanation. First of all, who is she? And what the hell happened to her? The Lord was torturing her. I rescued her during the revolt. Okay, keep going. That's all there is to it. That's a pretty pathetic explanation. I'm telling you, that's all there is to it. What more do you want from me? So you're telling me you infiltrated the Lord's manor to swipe a half-dead little girl you'd never even met before? You couldn't have gone for, oh, I don't know, something worth actual money? She's just skin and bones. And God knows if those wounds will ever heal. Though if she's pretty enough, we might be able to put her to work, I guess. Let me get a quick look at... I have no words. I can't. Please, Maria. The longer we stand here, the closer she gets to death. And once she recovers, if she even does, what then? How does she pay for her food? 'Cause she sure as shit can't work here. I'm not sure there's much work she even can do. We're a business, not a charity. If I'm going to be putting my time and money into looking after her, I need something in return. And she doesn't look like she'll be able to offer much of anything. Okay, I get where she's coming from here. I agree. Maria, no. But also, knowing that she basically got inducted into her life at a young age. I understand why she's trying to do it with Morgana. So, there we go. I heard she has magic healing blood. Maybe we can sell that. Stop jumping ahead in history. I can offer some financial assistance. We plundered a decent amount of valuables from the Lord's treasury. Even after we divide everything up, my share should be enough to support her for some time. I don't get it. Why do you care so much? What, do you expect me to just leave her to die? I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that I could have done something to prevent it, except for Jacopo. You are just kind of leaving her to die and relying on Maria to take care of her, which is also kind of as bad. Sorry. I hate to say it. Like, girl had absolutely nothing to do with any of this. And you're like, here's this half-dead girl, have fun. I swear to God, does anyone have a damned heart? Because everyone sure seems hell-bent on letting her die. Whoa, relax, chill. You've lived here long enough, Jacopo. You should know as well as anyone that morals and good intentions aren't enough to help anyone. I don't care. I want to help her. She can't be any older than 10, and her face could very well still heal. I couldn't stand to see her life end like this. Abused and tortured by a madman. It's downright cruel. She deserves better. She deserves to know the world's not all hell and misery. Oh, fine, fine. You win, I surrender. I know better than anyone there's no changing your mind once you're set on something. God, you can be so hot-headed sometimes. So, will you help? Well, it's not like anyone else is going to. Now, whether she makes it or not is a question of how much that scrawny body of hers is determined to hold on. So, what are you waiting for? Bring her on in. Thank you, Maria. I really appreciate it. Cut it out with the mushy crap. You're gonna make me spew. Please, just stick to your usual snippy bitch act. I'm gonna get a bath going. Give me a hand. That is true. Dying at Maria's place is much preferable to dying under Lord Barnier's captivity. Look, dying at Maria's place is, in my opinion, if you had to die anywhere in these games, that is probably in my top 10. So, you know. She should be able to get some rest here. Hardly anyone comes back here, even during business hours. I have to say, though, even cleaned up, she's a damn mess. People say the Lord's a twisted bastard, but this is way worse than I imagined. Who would do this to such a young girl? Oh, and for the record, I checked, and she is still, chaste, if you would. Good to know the Lord's not that fucked up, I guess. Thank goodness for small blessings. Not that preserving her virginity's a whole lot of comfort compared to what he did do. Rhea, show a little common decency, would you? Telling a whore to be decent is like telling a cat to bark. Well, start barking, goddammit! But why do you even think I needed to know whether she's chaste or not? I checked, so I figured I'd mention it. Keep it to yourself! You know, for someone who spends so much time in a whorehouse, you sure are easily embarrassed. Huh? What was that? Oh, nothing. And besides, the only reason I'm here so much is to help out with the business side of things, not to make use of the facilities. So you did hear me. Uh, hey, Maria. Oh, is she coming too? Hey there, how you feeling? Can you see me? I've got some warm water if you're up to drinking anything. Still too weak to move on your own, it looks like. That's all right. Hang on, I'll go grab it and help you out. Oh, Lord. Sounds like she just said something. Of thy mercy, cut off mine enemies. Huh? Enemies? All them that afflict my soul. Hello? You okay in there? For I am thy servant, O Lord. They really do look like they're just judging us. Like, they're talking shit about us, and there's nothing that we can do about it. It's okay. He's not here. Also, these character models are just gorgeous. I forgot. We've taken such a long break that I sat there and just forgot how pretty the art is here. But look at them. They're so pretty. We escaped. He can't hurt you anymore. Of thy mercy. It's okay. Destroy all of them. Hey, Jacopo? Not to be indecent, but I think she might be, beyond repair, and not just physically. No need to jump to conclusions. She could simply be disoriented. I know, hot damn. They are hot. Like, you're safe. There are no enemies here. No need to be afraid. You'll be feeling better in no time. You just need some rest. The human body is incredibly adept at repairing itself. I'll have some ointment for you soon, too. You'll what? Ointment? How are you expecting to pay for... Don't interrupt me, Maria. Christ. Just hang in there a little longer. You'll be all better before you know it. If there's anything you need or want, don't hesitate to ask. I'll get you anything within reason. I guess it'll still be a bit before you can talk much, huh? Maria, I need to drop by the pub for a bit. I'll get some ointment on my way. Butterfly. Huh? Butterfly brooch. Gone. Butterfly brooch? What's she talking about? Is she seeing things or something? Perhaps. Or maybe the Lord took it from her. My treasure. All right. I'll see if I can find it while I'm out. If it's something the Lord took from you, there's a chance it might be in the stuff we looted from his manor. I'll be back later today. You get some rest, okay? Look after her while I'm gone, would you, Maria? I already agreed, so it's not like I can say no. Just remember, I've got work to do, so I can't be with her every waking moment. A room, a warm blanket, and you checking in on her every once in a while is more than enough. Thank you. Anyway, I'll be back. Ciao. Hey, Jacopo? Yeah? Don't get in over your head, okay? I won't. I agree. You know what? Like, I always wondered actually in the third or fourth door, whichever door was theirs, where they were childhood friends, if they banged at least once. Like, they seem to kind of almost have that kind of bond. So, I was kind of shipping them. I'm not gonna lie. And then I charged in, me trusty blade held high, cutting off Barnier's last escape route. The poor bastard straight up and pissed himself, begging and crying for his life. You were never even in the same room as him, you lying scoundrel. It ain't the details, but the spirit what matters. And I had enough spirit in me to bring the Lord himself to his knees. Forget this worthless twit. I took out 10, no, 20 guards all by myself. This scar on my back is a trophy, proof of my valiant exploits and I think all the yelling opened the wound again. The only thing a scar on your back proves is that you turned tail and ran, you little chicken shit. You tell him. Well, it certainly looks like they're enjoying themselves. Perhaps a little too much, going by how many seem to have drunk themselves comatose. Not that I don't understand wanting to celebrate. Oh, at last you grace us with your presence. Where the hell you been? We've been waiting. Word is he made a mad dash for the whorehouse soon as he got back. I see how it is. He'd rather celebrate with her than us. Must be nice putting prostitutes before your comrades at arms. I'm not putting anyone before anyone. You kind of did. Just not Maria. An old friend of mine works there, nothing more. No need to be bashful. You can make up for it by getting your butt over here and drinking with us. You were the star of the show, after all. The what? You were the one who infiltrated the Lord's manor. Today wouldn't have been possible without you. You did good work, and everyone here knows it. For the record, I was going to do it myself, but I decided to let you have the honor. I could have rallied the slaves together in half the time it took you. Tell that to the scar on your back, chicken shit. You tell him. I see risking your lives hasn't made you three any less unruly. But I'm glad you all made it out alive, truly. On that note, do we have an idea what the casualty numbers look like? Bunch of wounded, but nobody dead. Good fortune was on our side. Raw, unmatched skill, you mean? We're the trifecta of terror. The trifecta of twats, more like. The only reason you and your band made it out unscathed is because we slaves were on the front lines. You have any idea how many we lost? Gratian. Hello again. You're looking surprisingly sober. Not drinking, huh? Just finished my first cask, actually. Let me tell you, these guys are damn lightweights. Hardly even put up a fight. So the pile of bodies in the corner is Gratian's doing then. What on earth is his stomach made of? So, boys, if you really think you're such hot shit, then how about you show me what you're made of? Let's drink! See if you live up to your trifecta of tarts or whatever the hell it was. Well, we actually, we want to take our time drinking, you know, and enjoy ourselves. Over yonder. Yeah, the wound on my back hurts if I drink too much besides. You tell him. Godspeed, Jacopo. Wait. Get back here. Look, shipping works anyway. I am from the old school where, you know, characters didn't even have to meet to be shipped together. So, shipping Jacopo and Maria, easy. Done. 100% over just because they're hot. And they look real damn good together. So, it's all you need. God damn it. Bunch of pussies. You won't run on me now, will you, kid? I still have things to take care of. I have to find somewhere to get some ointment, and I'm looking for a missing butterfly brooch as well. A brooch? You mean this thing? Yes, that must be it. The girl says it belongs to her. Could I have it so I can give it back? I don't know. I am the one who found it. There's plenty more in the loot pile. What do you care about a worthless scrap of metal? I think it looks pretty cute on me, to be honest. What a load of bull. I am really loving Gratian, partially just because he's annoying the shit out of Jacopo, but fine, I'll bite. What do you want for it? I'm glad you asked. Beat me in a drinking contest, and it's all yours. Excuse me? Beat you? You went through an entire cask. What, we haven't even started and you're already admitting defeat? For the star of the show, you sure are a wuss. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. The revolt never would have happened without me. Soon, everyone will know who the real star of today's show was. Yours truly. Fine. If you're so desperate for a playmate, I'm down for your little game. But let me tell you, I hold my liquor quite well, thank you very much. I'll wipe that smug grin off your face and shove it in a barrel full of your own vomit. That's the fucking spirit. I'm kind of shipping them too, it's fine. That prissy face of yours will be licking the chamber pot when I'm done with ya. Hey, fellas! Gratian and Jacopo are having a drinking contest. Gratian? Who the hell's that? Do we have a Gratian? Right over there, the big fella. He helped with the revolt. Used to be a gladiator. A gladiator? Those still exist? I'm putting my money on Gratian. Bloody traitor. Jacopo's been with us from the very beginning. I'm betting on him. Looks like we've drawn quite the crowd. You got yourself an impressive little fan club, kid. When you've been in the slums as long as I have, you get to know pretty much everyone. The more to humiliate you in front of. Right then. Rules are simple. Whoever stays conscious longest wins. Though I doubt it'll be much of a contest. Yeah, you just keep pretending you have a chance. The truth will hit you soon enough. On the count of 3. 3. That's not much of a count. Okay, am I saying it wrong? Is it supposed to be brooch? I'll look back over later. But and yes, Gratian does wear it better. Of course he wears it better. Okay. I will fix my pronunciation. Thank you. What's the matter, kid? You're looking a little sluggish, and this is only class 4. Look at you. Your eyes are going bloodshot. You're all talk after all. You keep telling yourself that. Hey, booze wench. Keep it coming. Hey, she probably has a name. I could do this for hours. More. Fill them up. I was quicker than you that time. Ugh, you're much better than you look. But don't forget, I got a full cask on you. You're running with a handicap. I'm not the one who challenged you. You're just making excuses for when I beat your ass. Ugh. Ugh. How many does this make? 10? 20? I've lost count. Throwing in the towel, are ya? What'd I tell ya? Step aside, kid. This is a man's world. Are you even hearing yourself? Oh. Shut your stupid, prishy face, kid. I never liked you, not for 1 second. What? Resorting to childish insults now, are we? This is called playing hard to get. Come on, Jacopo, this is flirting. Exactly, this ends with the 2 of them in bed the next morning. This is called foreplay, like... This man, how... I guess... I don't know. Do you not have foreplay in a whorehouse? Like, how do you not pick up on this? I was planning to start a revolution long before you showed up. Then you came marching in and took all the glory for yourself. Fucking, how do you even think you are? Oh. Were you now? Well, I'll have you know I never liked you either. Ugh. You think that just because you can swing a sword around like a big ape, that makes you better than everyone. Oh. What the frick did you just frickin' say about me, you little punk? You wanna go, eh? You wanna go? You wanna go? Take another drink. Isn't that what we're doing this for? Huh? Oh. Oh, fuck, that's right. Fill us up again, wench. Oh my god. The world is spinning. Oh. That all you got? Your face is red as a baboon's ass. And you're pale as a fucking corpse. 1 more round. I'll crush ya. You can try. Excuse me. What? What's your problem? Booze. Where's the booze? But please don't be angry with me. But, well, we're all out of everything. You're what? Then go get more. This ain't the only pub in town. I have. Everyone's out. Everywhere. So, it should draw. How anticlimactic. It's a big word for drunk Elmo. Seriously, what a load of bull. Ah! He just fell over! Oh, he's just sleeping. God, he may be the rowdiest man I have ever met. Is he going to be okay? That looked like it really hurt. Leave him be. He'll wake up when he needs to piss. Probably. And on that note, I'll be in the latrine. Ugh. There we go. Rules only say the opponent has to lose consciousness to win, so just knock him out. I guess technically, do we win by default? Like, he did fall asleep, so...
Maria, it's almost time to open up. Gotcha. I'll be out in a sec. You get some rest, hear me? I've got to run for a bit, but you shouldn't have to worry about anyone coming back here. There's an urn filled with water in the mess hall if you get thirsty. You can't hear a word I'm saying, can you? Well, night. Mm, I entreat you to think long and hard about your actions. Uh,
I forgot. Morgana judges them hard at the beginning, doesn't she? I'm not a ready. Oh my god, I forgot how fucked up his gaze is. That just scared the shit out of me. I'm okay. I'm okay. Welcome, daughter of God. You'll be performing miracles for me now. I know, Barney, jump scare.
a man stood before me. There were several young girls in the room. They looked like prostitutes. Some of them might have been boys. The man's clothes were beautiful. His jewelry glimmered in the light. His eyes glimmered too, but with madness, not beauty. He was the lord of the land. I had been taken from my home, and now I was kneeling before the Lord.
And if you cooperate, I can guarantee you'll live more than comfortably. Um, that was not a guarantee you followed up on. Just putting that out there.
I looked up at the Lord sternly. He was a scary man, but I couldn't let fear stand in my way. I was the daughter of God, his beloved servant on this earth. I had to act according to his will. Miracles are not something to be performed for one single person's benefit.
What?
Miracles are not magic or parlor tricks. They are a precious gift granted to me by my Father in heaven. Using his power for personal gratification is a grave sin. I will do no such thing. I entreat you to think long and hard about your actions. Do away with such selfish desires and dedicate yourself to helping the people. The power you have been given was bestowed upon you by the hand of God. It is not your power. He is merely allowing you to make use of it for a short time. Pride is a sin. Please consider how you conduct yourself.
You're an ignorant, insolent child, aren't you? I bought you. You are my property. You have no right to an opinion.
That is not my opinion. That is the way of the world as God.
Silence! You're not here to talk. You're here to perform miracles for me and my guests.
The Lord glared angrily down at me. I gulped, biting my lip to keep it from trembling. I steeled myself, fought down every urge to look away. As I have already told you, I will do no such thing. But the Lord would not hear it. With a sickening laugh, he took a step towards me.
What you will or will not do is my decision, not yours.
No, get your hands off! He grabbed me by the hair and threw me to the hard floor. Ah!
It seems you need someone to show you your place, child.
Ah!
You are my property. You are to do as I say. You are not to talk back or criticize. And you are to give everything to me. Your life, your body, your soul, your love. Every last thing.
My love and my soul are for my Father only, for God. I am no man's property. Ah!
You can call yourself whatever you want. You still feel pain like everyone else. You still scream. What's a little scratch on the arm anyway?
How many times have you cut yourself performing miracles, saint? Surely you are accustomed to the pain by now. Now, for the first taste of your so-called miracle blood. I imagine it must be truly exquisite if what they say about you is to be believed. That your birth brought an end to a terrible drought. No! Yes. Give unto me your blessings, saint. Please, I beg of you, don't do this. I'm begging you, please. My blood was meant for the sick, the poor, the suffering. My miracles were meant for those who needed them. Is this another of your trials for me, Father?
Yeah, he was not expecting Morgana to give him a sermon at all. Um, and it did not go over well. So, to be fair, isn't she like 7 here? So, I can't imagine the last time anyone has ever been told to do something by a 7-year-old that it has really gone over very well.
People. There are so many people. They're looking at me and laughing.
Well, well. Good morning, daughter of God. I hope you slept well.
What's going on? What are all these people doing here?
As I told you, you're here to perform miracles for me and my guests.
No. I tried to twist away, but a jolt of pain ran up my arms. Looking down, I saw heavy shackles around my wrists. I was sitting atop a white sheet on what looked like an altar, and I was naked. No! Why am I?
Now, now, surely you, the daughter of God herself, are not ashamed of the body your father gave you now, are you? You're not some lowly peasant girl. You're above shame, aren't you?
What do you think you're doing? This is an act of blasphemy. The Lord pressed his hand against my mouth, bringing his face in just inches away from mine.
I would encourage you not to insult my guests, Saint. Your job is to provide them with your blood, not give sermons.
He placed a knife against my neck. Intense pain jolted through my body.
No tears. Now that's a good girl. It simply wouldn't be the same if you cried and blubbered like a lowly slave or a whore. Dignified and saintly. That's what I need you to be.
The Lord brought a goblet up to my neck, filling it with the blood flowing from the gash. He raised it high into the air.
Cheers! A saint's blood and good fortune to all.
And then started passing it around to his guests. Staring hazily out into the crowd, I prayed. Prayed that someone might speak up, that might proclaim this to be the terrible affront against the Lord that it was, might declare that I should be set free, that someone, anyone, would speak against the Lord.
What a wonderfully curious item you found yourself with, Lord Barnier.
Indeed, you never failed to surprise, my lord. But his wealthy companions had no objections. In fact, they were quite pleased, smiling and laughing with teeth bared. Most of them looked like they had never gone a day in their lives without a proper meal, and all of them were wearing masks to hide their faces. An unholy Sabbath, a filthy, perverse blood Sabbath. My consciousness began slipping away, not from pain, but despair. I couldn't bear the sight of them, these men and women who didn't fear God, reveling in depravity? To something. They were monsters dressed in fancy clothing. Or perhaps they were demons taking the form of humans. And these were the gates of hell.
Yeah, the worst Eucharist ever.
The Lord held such banquets on a regular basis, and every time he did, he drained me of my blood. Before long, my body was covered in scars and gashes. I could hardly even bear to look at my own arms and legs. In some places, I was purple and swollen. In others, my skin seemed to curl back to reveal the raw, pink flesh beneath. Everywhere, I was wet and slick with blood. The wounds were far worse, far more hideous than any I had given myself to help the people of my village. It was gut-wrenching, repulsive. The Lord sometimes had trouble deciding where to cut, but not out of any sense of sympathy for me. He simply thought that drawing blood from an untouched area of my body would make it more effective. Perhaps I'll use your stomach today, Saint. I should be able to get some nice pure blood from there. At that point in time, I hadn't been completely stripped of my willpower quite yet. Because my physical restraints prevented me from fighting back, I put all of my energy into ensuring my spirit did not yield to him. Sorry, all of a sudden I can't read. It's fine. Um, Stop this. Can you not comprehend that what you're doing is an affront to the Lord? I'm free to do what I wish with my property. Saint or not, you are no different than any of my slaves. The Lord is greatly displeased with your actions. Then use your miracle powers to deliver divine punishment on me. Go on. You can do that, can't you? Your soul will be punished. This is so funny that she's saying this considering the fact he was actually one of the people she didn't punish. You may not see the effects now, but you will pay for your sins one day. You're not as threatening as you think you are, buck naked girl. Oh, it's funny and sad. It's very sad. Especially considering the fact that she kind of thought that it was him that she was punishing. So, don't give me that look, girl. I have no interest in taking that from you. You'd be lucky to find anyone willing to lay with a girl covered in disgusting scars. Oh, I almost forgot. You need to eat too, don't you, daughter of God? I'm told consuming meat increases the amount of blood your body produces, so I've acquired some special, exotic meat just for you. I don't want your meat. Now, don't be difficult. I can't have you running out of blood on me, so you will eat this meat, even if I have to force it down that tiny throat of yours. Slave boy, get in here. Bring the saint her supper. Hurry up, you worthless worm. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is it human flesh? I'm guessing it might be one of the slaves. My apologies for keeping you waiting, my lord. You dare drop food before your lord, cur? You've ruined my robes. Are you incapable of even carrying a damned plate across the room? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Stop it, please. Does he really deserve to be hit for that? A slave's sole purpose in life is to serve their master. A slave who cannot follow simple orders deserves whatever punishment I decide they deserve, Saint. Please, please have mercy. Don't kill me too. I beg of you. All right, then this is how we'll handle it. If you eat the meat, Saint, I'll turn a blind eye to the boy's mistake. Okay, I'll do it. I'll eat the meat. However much you want, I'll eat it. So please do not raise your hand against the boy any further. Very well. With a satisfied smirk, the Lord returned the fallen meat to the plate and set it before me. I almost gagged at the stench. It didn't appear to be spoiled, but nonetheless it was undescribably unpleasant. In no small part, I imagined, because it was raw. What's the matter? You said you would eat. Or was that simply a lie to stay my hand, daughter of God? I'll eat it. My hands were still shackled, so I had no choice but to bend forward and take a piece into my mouth like a wild animal. I tried to clear my mind, to not think about what I was doing. How I must have looked. A holy saint of the Lord, unclothed and in chains, gnawing at raw meat like a stray dog. Miserable. Disgraceful. Uh, uh, it smells so bad, and I've never tasted anything like this before. Why? What? Why? What? What did he do? He? he? The slave boy, still on the floor from the Lord's beating, was looking over at me with vacant eyes. Or rather, at the meat. No, no, you wouldn't. This isn't. Is it? He didn't deserve this. No, I would never. I couldn't. No. Well, well, is the meat not to your liking then, Saint? Hear that, slave? The Saint says your brother tastes so bad it makes her retch. No, I didn't know. Ah, but you didn't keep your word now, did you? Listen up, boy. It's the dungeon for you. No, 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 please, no, please, no, please, 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 no. Guards, someone shut this worm up and toss him in the dungeons. Please, no. He's mad. Everyone's completely mad. How can a man like him, a man so twisted and cruel, exist on God's earth? Oh, it's completely. This man is so fucked up. There's a very large part of me that wants to know his story because how do you get to this? Like, we get to see Jacopo, who ends up a very toned down version of this. But how do you go quite this far? Someone, please, get me out of here. Take me away from this place. Anyone. Oh, Father who art in heaven, I pray for you to lead me unto deliverance. Father, your trials, they are much too great. Oh, I'm not underestimating humanity's capacities for evil. I just want to know what the on-ramp looks like. Because, like, that's either a very long on-ramp in which he's just perpetuating what has been done to him, like, very much like Jacopo did, or something happened somewhere that took a very hard right. And I'm very curious which one it is. So, ugh, I feel like my brain's been pickled in booze. My head's pounding. Throwing it all back up helped a bit. Oh, but tomorrow's going to be absolute hell. Hmm? You were great as always, darling. So, what do you say we continue this somewhere a little more private? It's so sweet of you to offer, but like I told you last time, and the time before, I can't. It's against the rules. Hey, now, we both know the other girls are already having some extra fun on the side. If you ask me, I think we'd make good lovers. 'Cause we sure make good love. You know, to tell you the truth, I do kind of like you. Oh, then you'll. But you're missing one very important thing that I require of all my lovers. What is it? What am I missing? Money. Once you got a treasury I can swim in, then we can talk. Till then, we keep it strictly business. God, you really are a cold-hearted bitch. Fine, whatever, see you again. And a wonderful evening to you too, sir. Fucking men, I swear. You act friendly for 10 minutes and they think you want to get hitched. It, he seems like a very pleasant man. Jacopo? Oh god, don't tell me you saw that. I did. Sorry. It's no big deal. No skin off my back. So, holy hell, how much did you drink? You smell like you brought the whole pub back with you. It wasn't my decision. I wasn't planning on drinking at all. Really now? Well, not that it matters. So, quick question for you, Jacopo. Wanna be lovers?
Excuse me? Whoa! Chill, man. Tone it down like 10 notches, would you? I. You. But where did that come from? Do you really. I never realized you felt that way about.
Like hell I do, dipshit.
Harsh words.
It's just. I'm tired of going through the same routine over and over and over again. It never stops, no matter how many I turn down. So I figure if people think I've already got someone, it may lose me a few clients. But it'll also mean spending less time dealing with guys like him.
You're more than welcome to use my name if you think it'll help. Are you sure that's what you want, though?
What?
What do you mean, am I sure?
I just mean,
It could come back to bite you when you find someone you actually love.
someone I actually love, huh? Yeah, can't see that happening. Ever.
You're still young. Who knows what the future may hold?
I've just got a gut feeling.
Oh,
Yeah, something deep down tells me love just ain't for me. I can't imagine myself ever feeling that way about anyone. And it's not something I want either. It doesn't interest me at all.
I'm trying to figure out if we are getting like the first aromantic representation I have ever seen in my life, and I hope so, because that would be nice. Um, Maria should have just castrated him. Like, I get it, then she would lose out on her livelihood because then he wouldn't come back. But also,
I've never really wanted kids or a family. Hell, even the idea kind of grosses me out, honestly. I'm not sure why, or even if there is a reason. It's not like something happened to make me this way, or one day I decided, nope, ain't happening. All that shit, it just isn't for me, plain and simple. You know, sometimes a couple of the girls will come up to me and say, you should find yourself a nice man, Maria. I know they mean well, but it's frustrating. I don't want to deal with it. I mean, I mostly tune that kind of talk out automatically now, but still. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I just needed to get that off my chest. You think that makes me weird?
no, not at all.
I don't think that love is inherently bad or anything. If that's what makes someone happy, more power to them.
I won't deny you're a unique woman. Pretty clothes and jewelry don't faze you. And you don't thrive on gossip and drama like many girls I know. But you've always been this way, for as long as I've known you. You are who you are, and that's perfectly fine. It doesn't bother me in the slightest, and how interested you are in finding love isn't going to change how I treat you.
Thanks, Jacopo. You're a good guy and a good friend.
No problem. I'm glad you feel that way.
I like what we have. I like it a lot. You, me, friends, whatever's between our legs be damned. And I hope it can stay that way.
Even if everyone else wants to give a shit for it.
Of course it will.
I have total confidence in our friendship, and that it can continue to grow over the years. You know what, Jacopo? You kind of fucked that one up in the future, but me being a man and you being a woman has no bearing on any of that. Man, I gotta say, you actually speaking your mind instead of putting on airs kind of gives me the creeps. Well, if that's how you're gonna be, see if I ever do it again. Anyway, I suppose your uniqueness is what allows you to believe so strongly in friendship. Your, oh, how should I put it?
Complete and utter inability to comprehend love.
To put it bluntly, yes.
Guess that's one benefit to me being a weirdo then. I get to have you as a friend.
So it is. Although, in that sense, I'm not much different than her. I've never had romantic feelings for anyone either.
So, hey.
Hmm?
I know I said this like a couple hours ago or whatever, but seriously. Please try not to get in over your head, okay? I'm pretty damn content with the way things are. I mean, sure, I'm poor, and sure, I'm a whore, and living to old age is probably out of the question. But I think that's a pretty solid balance, all told. I've got me a good friend. I work with some great girls. Life ain't half bad. I enjoy it, with all its ups and downs. It's a hell of a lot better here than at the orphanage. What more could I possibly ask for? What we've got is good, isn't it? I'd like to check in on the girl if that's not a problem. I managed to get my hands on some ointment. Yeah, sure. Sorry, didn't mean to talk your ear off like that.
It's fine. Oh, and I also found the butterfly brooch she was asking about.
Oh, nice. She'll be happy to see that, I imagine.
Any change in her condition while I was out?
Nope, she's just been sleeping. Here, let me walk you to her room.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Maria,
You may be content with the way things are.
but I'm not. I want to go out into the world one day, prove myself.
I'm tired of being sneered at and told I'm worthless, inferior. This was so sweet, and you know that he's going to ruin it, so. And I'll be completely honest, like, so when I was in college, I had a friend who I pretended was my boyfriend, so that I didn't have to worry about people asking me out on dates because I could always just say I was taken. And so the fake boyfriend has carried on through college and jobs and everything. So you know what? I get her. Good fake boyfriend. She's sleeping so soundly. Part of me wonders if she'll ever wake up.
Anyway, room's all yours. I've got to get back to work.
All right. Thanks. Take care of yourself out there. Man, I've been at this for years. You don't have to worry about me. I guess now's as good as time as any to apply the ointment. Hmm? Uh, are you okay?
No, please don't. I'm begging you. Help!
Hey, what's.
Suddenly, the girl began writhing on the bed and clasping at her chest. Half panicked, I reached out for her. When I realized her eyes were wide open, they were pale gold and stared straight through me. No, that doesn't quite capture it. I felt almost as though I had just been skewered with a spear. They looked horribly out of place on her disfigured face. The dark patches of flesh, in fact, seemed to accentuate her eyes, the contrast giving them a curious sort of magnetism. Unwavering resolve and fragility, benevolence and seething madness. They were enchanting and also overwhelmingly inhuman. Perhaps their otherworldly beauty was, in some way, a result of her being in shambles physically and mentally. Like she was standing on the precipice, majestic wings spread as wide as she prepared to embark on her journey back to heaven.
Not on my watch, you're not. You put those damn wings away. Hold on, I'll go get some water. What? Hey!
As I tried to step away from where she lay, the girl abruptly lurched forward.
And chomped down on my arm.
Shit!
Get off of me. This is a weird time to ask this, so I'm going to apologize for breaking the tension really quick. But based on her level of neglect, does she still have teeth? Like, because those can rot out of your skull. So, was someone brushing her teeth? Does she have like 3 teeth? Like, what is going on with dental hygiene? Calm down. I'm not your enemy. Yeah. Her teeth clenched down on my arm, ripping into my flesh with a force I never imagined the girl capable of. I was afraid she might take a good chunk of it with her. That said, I could have easily knocked her away. She was an emaciated child, and myself a relatively healthy adult man. Hey! Which is precisely why I didn't. As the girl growled and gnawed at me like a rabid dog, I forced myself to make a smile and let her have at me. If that's what it takes to placate you, then my arm is all yours. Bite it, claw it, rip it off, whatever you want. Don't tell her that. Um, a few years back, there was a stray cat not far from where I lived. It was always hissing and biting anyone that got near it. But after a while, when it realized we meant it no harm, it stopped all that. It calmed down. Humans are the same way. We're just big animals. Ugh. That said, this really does hurt like a son of a bitch. After some time, she finally released my arm, taking a deep breath and pulling away. There we go. Ow, that hurts like a bitch. I'm so totally justified in stealing your blood if I ever do that. Huh. Look, he took a bite out of her arm. She loses her arm later. Like, an arm for an arm? I don't know. Then she seemed to roll her tongue around inside her mouth as though trying to clean it. And when she was done with that, she began surveying the room with her pale gold eyes. They weren't the feral, glimmering eyes of an animal anymore, but clear and lucid. Human. Looks like you finally calmed down. Uh, let go of me. Whoa, whoa, I'm not going to hurt. Let go. Let your hands off me, please. Okay. No need to shout. I won't touch you without permission. I won't do anything to make you uncomfortable. Let's try this again. Have you calmed down? Though she still seemed to be disoriented, she gave me a nod. Okay, good. Actual communication. Progress. Where am I? She doesn't seem to remember our escape from the Lord's Manor. Not that that surprises me. She spoke in a hushed half-whisper, her voice much more restrained than other girls her age. Her furor had subdued, turning her soft-spoken and aloof. Considering everything she'd been through, finding herself now in an unfamiliar room with a stranger, it was a natural response, but still it seemed unbefitting. This is, well, would she even know what a brothel is? And if she did, would telling her that go over well? It's kind of like my home, I guess you could say. I hear strange voices. They're gonna be strange moans soon, but you know. Women, they sound like they're moaning. Okay, never mind. I'm just psychic. And the floor is creaking. Y- yeah, sure is. Well, crap. I've gotten so used to that, I just tune it all out automatically. But she's right. You can definitely hear voices through the walls. No talking my way out of that. This is your home, you said? So you host terrible banquets as well? Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't jump to conclusions. I'm sorry, I lied. This isn't my home. I just wasn't sure I could explain it in a way that you would understand. We're in a brothel. Do you know what that is? It's where a bunch of women called prostitutes get together and sell sad men happiness. I know what a prostitute is. Oh, do you? I'm surprised. You're a little young for that. They are unclean. They disobey my father's teachings. What? God says fornication is a sin. I'm gonna have to say some of this shit with a straight face, and I'm going to struggle to do that so hard. I'm so sorry. Um, all who indulge in worldly pleasure defile themselves and shall be cast down into hell. So she's gonna be really popular here, I see. There we go. My banquets are not terrible. The guests will have no idea what they're drinking at my parties. Ah.
Why am I in a brothel?
Because this is the only place I knew that would look after you. But don't you worry. I have a good friend here. You can trust her. She'll take good care of you.
So, you sold me to a whorehouse?
Excuse me.
You mean to defile me further, to make me into a harlot?
Whoa, slow down. I never said that. And no, that's not why I brought you here.
Liar.
First off, you'd never.
You're a liar. You mean to force me to defy the teachings of my father. Take me back to the Lord's manor.
Are you out of your mind?
I would rather be there than here. He's a terrible, cruel, evil man, but at least he let me keep my chastity. So take me back to him.
Girl, oh my god. Okay, stop. Not another goddamn word. You want me to take you back to the Lord's Manor? Like hell. Do you have any idea what I went through to get you out of there? And then there's Maria, who's been caring for you while I was out. We're helping you. Everything we've done has been to help you. And then you say you want to go back to getting sliced up by that sick bastard? Are you insane?
Please don't shout.
Sorry.
I'm begging you. Just let me have my chastity.
Are you kidding me?
I must I must remain pure. I cannot return to my father's side when I pass on, if my soul has been tarnished.
Oh, for the love of. How many times do I have to tell you? I have no intention of making you into a prostitute. Besides, even if I did, you couldn't get any work looking like that.
What do you mean?
Hold on, I'll get a mirror. It'll be quicker for you to see for yourself. I grabbed one of the prostitute's hand mirrors and passed it to the girl, which she hesitantly accepted. She seemed less concerned about the mirror itself and more just wary that I might do something to her. Slowly, she turned her gaze towards the reflective surface. It was generally difficult to gauge her expression through the patches of dark and festering flesh, but the look of horror that spread across her face was clear as day.
What? Why? How? What are these terrible marks? He he never he never cut my face. So why?
I take that to mean she didn't always have the marks on her face then. Is it something the Lord did to her? But she just said he didn't cut her there, didn't she? It's hard to make out her muttering. God, now I feel like an asshole. If I'd known she would take it so badly, I would have just kept my damn mouth shut. Now do you understand? You can't be a prostitute. I can only imagine how awful it must be to find out your face is covered in scars, especially for a girl your age. But don't let it get you too down. They could still very well heal.
Me?
Huh?
Would you please kill me?
What? Why the hell would I?
Taking one's own life is a sin. So I need you to do it for me.
Oh, for the love of. Did you forget everything I just said? I saved your life. And now you're asking me to kill you? What the hell is wrong with you?
I wish to return to my father's side.
Okay, listen real carefully. Yeah, your life kind of sucks right now. I get that. We all have times when we'd rather be dead. But you can't just give up. Persevere, and good fortune will eventually find you. Live on, and you'll eventually have a chance to get your payback. Things may be bad now, but you're still just a child. You have so much opportunity to make things better. So don't you ask me to kill you again. You'll just get the same answer. I won't do it. End of story. Hello? Say something. So you're giving me the silent treatment. Anyway, I brought ointment like I said I would. Give me your arm, I'll apply it.
No,
So she'll talk to me to shut me down, but that's it?
I I wish to be alone.
I'll leave if that's what you want, but don't you go dying on me.
I will not take my own life. It is a sin.
That's some bizarre logic, but if that's what it takes to keep you from killing yourself, I'll take it. Well, I'll be off then. The ointment's right here. I'd appreciate it if you actually used it. I'll see you. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. I found your butterfly brooch. This is it, right?
Uh,
I'll leave it here with the ointment. And now I'm off for real. I'll check in on you again tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know if maybe God doesn't look down on assisted suicide, or if she's 10 and doesn't, understand all the implications of this. That was a lot more work than I expected.
oh, look who it is.
All done with your little visit? Yeah, all done. Same with you, I take it?
Yep, just a little bit ago. God, you would not believe that last guy. He was so rough, I thought he was going to tear me a third hole.
Uh, is that so? Not sure how I'm supposed to react to that information.
So, any news? Or did she just sleep the whole time?
No, she woke up. We even spoke, if briefly.
Well, shit, that's great news.
That's debatable.
Oh, what happened?
Your big sis is all ears. Except I'm older than you, and we're not related either.
Huh. Well, I didn't figure her life was all rainbows and sunshine. So, what, you wanting to look after her? 'Cause let me tell you, it'll be hard, thankless work.
I made that choice when I rescued her from the Lord's Manor. I'd at least like to take care of her until she's able to support herself to some degree.
Well, I'll do what I can to help too. We can spare a room for her here as long as she needs.
I appreciate it. She seems far too wary of me to stay with me.
You were planning on taking that poor, innocent little girl to live with you? Man, I thought you had standards.
No, for the love of God, no, I would never. That reaction is never gonna get old.
Anyway, pretty strange marks she's got on her face, huh?
Any idea what they might be?
Hmm. There was a girl who used to work here a while back. One day she woke up and she was covered in warts.
Well, warts? What does that have to do with this?
Chill, I'm getting to that. Me and the other girls, we thought one of her clients had given her something. Not uncommon with this line of work. We'd never seen anything like it before, but we just assumed it was some kind of rare disease. Not long after she quit, and well, to tell you the truth, I figured she'd turn up dead in a ditch somewhere. But she got lucky, and a family in a better part of town took her in, let her work for him as a maidservant or whatever. When I ran into her a few years later, all the warts were gone. At first, I assumed the disease had just run its course, but as I talked to her, I started to think that wasn't it.
Oh,
Apparently, some of her clients at the brothel used to harass her real bad. They'd even go as far as chasing her around the slums. She wasn't a particularly tough girl, so it did a real number on her, psychologically and emotionally. But she told me as soon as she got out and it all stopped, the warts just went away. Poof. So my guess is sometimes people's emotional states can have physical consequences.
and you think the marks on the girl's face are the same thing?
Yep. The Lord tortured her so bad he busted her up mentally and emotionally on top of everything else, and that's what we're seeing with her face.
I mean, I could be completely wrong too. For all we know, the Lord did cut up her face and she just doesn't remember. Or it could be something else entirely. Could be some kind of disease. Good point.
Either way, there's no doubt she's been to hell and back. So plan on at least 3 years of ice breaking if you want to get through to her.
3 years? Yeah, that sounds about right.
Try to watch yourself, though. You can have a bit of a short fuse sometimes.
I will. Little does she know I've already snapped once. I should get going then. It's been one hell of a day. I am beat.
Get all the rest you need. I'll let you know if anything happens here.
Thank you.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, that's a question. Yeah, what if that girl decided to scar Morgana's face out of spite for what happened to her own face? Possibly. I do like Maria's theory though of it just being psychological and knowing that Morgana takes a long time to kind of open up would kind of explain why it takes so long for her to heal.
I don't wish to die for such worldly reasons. It is simply unacceptable for a saint of the Lord to look like some kind of terrible hell spawn. With every moment, I grow more impure. Is this another trial, O Father?
You're a damned witch wearing a saint's skin.
So that's what he meant. I do rather resemble a witch. Not a servant of the Lord, but a disciple of the devil. No, I cannot cry. I must not lament of my own misfortune. I must not feel sorry for myself. My tears, a saint's tears, should only be shed for others. My darling little saint. Instead of singing a lullaby, I will tell you a story. The story of the day you first graced this earth. On that day, I told the village a very important secret, that I was visited by an angel of the Lord, and that I was with child, though I had known no man. The other villagers mocked me, called me a liar and a madwoman, but I did not relent, for it was the truth. And then, when you let out your first cry, rain clouds suddenly began to form in the sky, and the land was blessed with rain after many months of drought. The clouds, they were drawn here by your voice, my dear, a gift from your Father, the Lord God. No longer did the villagers call me a liar. They believed in me, and they believed in you. I saved everyone? Yes, yes, you did, my little saint. And you will continue to deliver people from their suffering. Did I deliver you too, Mother? Of course you did, my dear. I'm glad.
I mean, to be fair, Morgana is about to enter the happiest time of her life. And we know that because she told us that previously. So her life is about to become better until that raid happens. And then, it's all way downhill from there. But Jacopo's life, not so much. But Morgana, actually, it sounded like had a pretty steady thing through these years. You're the daughter of a charlatan. A virgin birth? Huh. A load of lies, every damned word. The rain? Nothing more than chance. If you really are the child of God, then perform a miracle for us.
Pay that crude man no mind, my dear. I know that you are the daughter of God, and that's what matters most. I can hardly believe there are those who are still not convinced.
So, what you waiting for? You can't do it, can you? You're a family of liars. What kind of vitriol do you have to spew that at a child? Like, I get it if you don't believe it, but, like, dude, keep it inside. Oh, wait, Morgana! You mustn't get near that boorish blasphemer. Got something you want to say, kid? Well, go right ahead. I'm all ears.
Miracles.
Yeah?
Miracles are neither magic nor parlor tricks. They are realized through the power of faith.
What now?
You have no place demanding God prove his own divinity. It is the height of arrogance. You may have blasphemed. Repent of your sins.
Trying to talk your way out of your lies now, are you? I'll admit, your charlatan mother trained you well. You put on a pretty convincing act, girl. You can't perform miracles. All you have are excuses and thinly veiled reasons why you won't. But until you own up, I won't stop spreading the real word that your mother's pulling the wool over everyone's eyes.
Very well. I will perform a miracle.
Uh-huh. Morgana, you can't.
Do not worry, Mother. I am the daughter of God, right? I. My father will not forsake me.
So what kind of miracle are you going to perform for us? And just so that you know, whatever you do, it better be convincing. No guessing the weather this time.
Blood is impure, yes?
What?
That is why we drain some of our blood when we are sick, and why we remove the blood from animals before we eat them.
Right.
So if I were to make blood pure and clean, would that be a miracle? Well, would it?
Yeah, I guess it would. But that's impossible. You can't do it.
Okay then. Let us go visit the elderly woman on the village outskirts. Uh, oh God. Oh God, help us.
Exactly. You don't have to like kids, but you do have to share the world with them, and that fact is not their fault. Like, look, is Morgana's mother a charlatan? Yeah, I think we've figured out absolutely. Um, but it's not Morgana's fault. And if you spew that to like a 5-year-old or however old she is at this point, like, fuck you.
Good afternoon, sister. How are you feeling today?
If it isn't our beloved saint, how very kind of you to pay this old woman a visit.
Please stay in bed. I know you are very ill. You must rest.
Oh, heavens, no. That would be dreadfully rude of me. The rain you brought 6 years ago saved my family's lives. Okay, so she's 6 here. Dude is picking on a 6-year-old. I am more thankful than you can imagine, and I would like to show my gratitude. Look at this hag. Her goddamn memory's starting to go.
If you are going to be disrespectful, then please wait outside. I do not want your profanity contaminating this sacred rite. Otherwise, stay quiet if you wish to see the miracle being performed.
Oh, beautiful saint, please allow me to kiss your feet.
Thank you, my sister. That will suffice. I am here to perform a miracle for you.
For me?
Yes, you have always believed in me, your faith never wavering. 6 years ago, the whole village acknowledged me as the daughter of God. But as you can see, there are those whose faith is not as strong as yours.
How terribly tragic.
That it is. But fear not, for as long as there remain those with faith as strong as yours, a few unbelievers will not weaken my power. For faith is the path to salvation.
Yes. Yes, it is.
In celebration of your 6 years of unfaltering faith, I have decided to perform another miracle for you today. I ask you to do as I say, and know that I love you dearly.
Of course.
My beloved sister, partake of my blood.
Hey, did you hear the news? The old lady is back on her feet again. I ran into her down in the fields and about jumped out of my skin. Word going round is that where the saints work. I hear she made her drink her blood. Drink her blood? She's the daughter of God. Her blood ain't dirty like the rest of us. Got real power. I I guess what they said is true. She really is the child of God. Yep, we got ourselves a real genuine saint here. Not many people can say that. No, there's no way. It's not possible. It can't be. There he is! The bastard who dared insult our saint. Get him! We'll put his head on a pike. Show everyone what happens when you disrespect our saint. Uh, 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 Stop this at once! Our saint! Uh,
Please let that man go. The Lord teaches us to be kind and forgiving of one another. It does not please him to see a man fighting against man.
but he insulted you, our saint. He called you the daughter of a charlatan.
Everyone makes mistakes. I bear no grudge against him for a momentary lapse in judgment. I simply pray his eyes have been opened to the truth. I do not wish to see him punished. I forgive you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was wrong. You are a saint. Never again will I call you a liar. I am your faithful servant, my beloved saint. Your devotion is truly honorable.
That's a good question. What year Morgana's part of the story takes place in? So we know a couple of things. We know, I think we know at least the general time period of when Michael's story takes place. We know that the village around it has all died off by that point, and there's no buildings left around it. So it's got to be a decent amount of time before that. But they're still doing bloodletting with leeches. So maybe with those two things, I don't know when bloodletting started, but maybe you could try to pinpoint it using those two things. I don't know. Well, just a thought. Yeah, if only Morgana could keep up the forgiveness part. Yeah, she didn't do so good on that one. Look, God forsook, forsaked, whatever the past tense of forsake is. Um, he left her. So fuck forgiveness. Oh, hello. That was scary.
I have returned, Mother. Oh, welcome back, my dear saint. Everything will be fine now, Mother. The entire village acknowledges me as a saint. We need not worry about any unbelievers. And they will show you the respect you deserve as well, as the mother of God's daughter. No one will ever call you a charlatan again, Mother. That's good to hear. Thank you, Morgana.
Was Morgana's mom having a booty call while we were doing miracles? I mean, she probably let someone in her bed before. So possibly. I don't know why you'd just let your daughter, who you know is being heckled when she walks outside, just walk around on her own then.
It's still night? I'm thirsty. I'll go get some water. What did I... This... Hmm? Mother's still awake. Who is she talking to? Herself? Oh God, what did I bring into this world? She scares me sometimes. When I look into her eyes, when I hear her voice, I feel like my soul is being sucked out of my body. She's a girl of barely 6 years, yet she terrifies me. I'm beginning to think she really does have some kind of strange power that allows her to manipulate, to control people. What I'm not sure of is whether or not it's truly a holy power. Is she really a saint? My heart tells me she's something else. Oh, what horror have I wrought upon this earth? You know as well as I do, God, that nothing divine could possibly grow in my womb. Are you punishing me, God, for the sins I committed that night years ago with the vagrant? I'm dreaming. This is all a bad dream. Mother would never say such things about me. It's just a dream. Good morning, my darling little saint. Is something the matter? You look vexed. Mother, last night. Did something happen last night? No, nothing happened. Mother, I've always been a saint, right? From the day I was born. What's gotten into you, my dear? Of course. You are the daughter of God. Nothing will ever change that. Thank you. So it was all a dream. I should just forget all about it. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something for you. I'm sure you'll love it. Hmm? For your 6th birthday. It's not much, but will you wear it? What is it? It's a little brooch. You can use it with a shawl or a cloak. It's a butterfly. Butterflies are said to be God's messengers, so I thought it would fit you nicely, my dear. It's so pretty. Uh,
Hmm?
I mustn't allow myself to be taken in by shallow worldly beauty. I'm not an ordinary little girl. Father would be greatly disappointed in me if I were to behave like one. Thank you very much, Mother. Your gift means a great deal to me. Of course I will make use of it. You're quite welcome. It's hard to believe you're only 6 years old. What was that, Mother? Oh, nothing. Before I forget, after what you did the other day, people have begun asking about having you perform miracles for them, too. But you're still so young. I'm not sure it's wise for you to go around giving out blood to everyone who asks. No, it's fine. I'll do it. It is my sacred duty as a saint to put those in need before myself.
Even if it means cutting yourself up every day.
I will accept the pain gladly. It is a symbol of the good work I do in my Father's name.
I see. Well, you've made up your mind, it seems. So I'll support you in any way I can. Okay, Morgana's birthday is on January 7th. Interesting.
Yet another busy day.
It's been 3 years with no end in sight. We're starting to see more and more travelers from faraway lands. People have even set up trading posts in the village. Yet not a single coin comes our way. We're losing money every day. Morgana,
What is it, Mother? I must prepare for my next blessing.
why must you hand out miracles for nothing?
Why would you even ask such a question, Mother?
We're barely holding on as it is, my dear. It's not wrong to expect a little remuneration for our services.
No, Mother, it is wrong. Miracles are not to be bartered for. God the Father does not charge for his miracles. So why should we, when I am only borrowing his power?
Listen to me, Morgana. Every time you give someone a blessing, you're hurting yourself. If not for the miracle itself, you still deserve some degree of compensation for the pain.
I know you're concerned for me, Mother, and I appreciate it very much. But I'm happy with the way things are. I'm happy to be able to help others with my Heavenly Father's power.
A power you won't have much longer, my dear, if we can't afford to keep ourselves fed.
I'm a saint, aren't I?
Yes, you're my sweet little saint.
God will not forsake his saint. No matter how difficult it may get, he will always provide me a way to continue doing his work. And you're the mother of that saint, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. I conceived you untainted by the hands of a man.
Then you must respect his will as well, Mother.
It must be our highest priority. Okay, Morgana, I get you, like not wanting to disappoint your heavenly father, but also all your mom did was supposedly get fucked by a god. I think she's clear to sin. It's fine.
You're right.
I was wrong, my dear saint.
Mother, Mother, you agreed with me. You said I was right. So why are you taking money from that man? Mother, why? I mustn't let myself cry. I must always stay strong. I must endure his trials. My saintly grace must not waver. Father would be greatly disappointed in me, and then I would have nowhere to call home.
No, except for the poor horse that you're looking down upon. You're going to continue to look down upon for a bit. My entire head is throbbing. What a wonderful way to start the day. I'd like to sleep in for another 6 or 12 hours, but I still have things to take care of after yesterday. First, down to the pub to talk to the gang. Do you think any of them are there? Ugh. Ugh. I I drink way too much. Dear God.
Jacopo, Jacopo! I need your help. I can't carry everyone out all by myself.
All right, I'll drag them out into the streets. Please don't shout, though. My head hurts enough as it is. Thank you! I said stop shouting. Ugh. I guess I'll start with him. Morning, friends.
Oh, it's the big guy from last night.
Name's Gratian. Try not to forget it, because you'll be seeing a lot of me. Which reminds me, I never got your name.
I'm just a trifling little flower. My name isn't important, but if you would lend us a hand, that would be lovely.
A hand with what? I'm just here for the booze.
Haven't you had enough?
Not even close.
Well, there isn't anything left. Or did you forget? The two of you, last night, drank the whole town dry. We're just going to be a plain old restaurant for at least the next few days.
Oh, well, that's a crying shame.
And whose fault do you think that is? Ugh, how many more trips is this going to take? They're all still out like rocks.
Huh? Oh, I thought they erected a new wall there for a second, but it's just you. Just so we're clear, since there wasn't any real resolution last night, you passed out first, which means I... Hey, top of the morning to you, Jacopo. Huh? And what a beautiful morning it is. You seem to be doing quite well. What happened to the aggressively competitive Gratian from last night? I had you all wrong, Jacopo. What? I had you pegged for the stick-up-your-ass rich boy kind of fella, but you drink like a real pro. The true measure of a man is how well he holds his booze. And you proved yourself. You're one hell of a man. Let's fuck. Oh, sure. Please give me a hearty hell yeah, would ya? Don't tell me I was wrong about being wrong about ya. I'm just not at full capacity at the moment. It's taking me a little longer than normal to process. Anywho, point is, you got my seal of approval. We helped each other out back at Lord Asswipe's manor, but now we're comrades. Partners in crime. Hold up. What, you don't want to be partners? I never said that. You make it sound like you're planning on staying, though. I most certainly do. You were one of the Lord's slaves. You know, the slaves who incited the revolt. It's not safe for you to stay here. If someone were to identify you, you'd be dead and... Life's too short to quibble over shit like someone might be trying to kill ya. It's hardly quibbling. There's a reason we had all the other slaves transported to different cities. Trust me, I know it ain't safe for me to stick around. But I want to be here when that whoreson finally gets what's coming. Like hell I'm bailing before his head's on a pike. Okay then. As long as you're aware of the risks, that's your choice to make. And in that case, I'm glad to have you. The addition of such a valiant comrade should prove quite inspiring to the rest of the gang. You're damn right it will. You should have just said that to begin with. Skip all the not safe nonsense. Besides, everything you just said applies the same to you. As far as anyone in that manner is concerned, you're a slave as much as me. And your infiltration job didn't exactly have you laying low. They recognize you. Fair enough. I haven't heard of any wanted posters going up yet, but you're right. It's best to remain cautious for now. Though as long as we keep to the slums, we should be relatively safe. For the time being. As amusing a thought as that is, we're safer in this lawless dump than the city proper. Indeed, but the gang has eyes and ears covering the entire district. If someone who doesn't belong shows up, word will spread quickly. So if the Lord's guards try to slip in, their cover will be blown just like that, eh? Precisely. Which isn't to say it's a good part of town, of course. We have more than our fair share of hooligans. You just have to be able to protect yourself. Which I doubt will be an issue for you. Hell yeah, bring on the pickpockets. I'll rob every last one of them blind. Maybe even literally.
I'm
Glad he's on our side. Well, if you're going to be staying here, I should probably show you more than just our pub of choice. You'll need to find work as well. Not that that should prove any trouble. With your muscle, you can choose pretty much anything. A bodyguard, a carpenter, a metal worker, whatever you like. But first, could I ask you to help me get these dolts outside? Aye, aye. Where do you want me to toss them?
be gentle with them if you would.
They are ours for what it's worth. Not much. We're bonding. Look, everything is so nice right now, which means that it's all going to go down the drain soon, and I know it. Good lord. Between cleaning up at the pub and showing Gratian around town, there goes most of my day. The brothel's probably open by now. Through the back entrance it is. Hey, anyone home? No one? Not even the girl? Don't tell me she went out wandering in her condition. Oh, hey there, Jacopo. Perfect timing. Maria, the girl, where did she go? Huh? She was here last I checked. Last you checked? You're supposed to be looking after her. Anyway, help me look for her. Yeah, I don't think that'll, Excuse me?
Turn around.
Uh, where have you been? I didn't even sense her approaching. I swear she just appeared there like a ghost. And where did you get those clothes?
Oh, yeah, we were digging around in the dressing room and found it there. I wanted to get her into something a little cuter, but she insisted on that. I didn't even know we had clothes that bland here. Girls come and go, though, so it probably belonged to someone who's not around anymore. Still, I'm shocked anyone who worked here ever wore such a boner killer. It's a cloak for pilgrimages. Huh? An outfit someone wears while on a pilgrimage. This is far, far more beautiful than any of those filthy whore rags. Oh, a pilgrimage, huh? I never would have guessed we had a girl who was into that. Yet she abandoned her spiritual journey and entered into this den of sinners.
Oh my god, Morgana. Did the cloak belong to the warrant girl? Maybe. Maybe.
I guess. Nevertheless, I am glad there was clothing suitable for me to wear. Yeah, talk about luck. Anyway, I've got an appointment. I'll be back.
She could not have left faster. What? Hey, Maria! I get that she's difficult, but you didn't have to ditch me, damn it. It is a rather plain outfit, though. All black and brown. She'd probably blend in quite well with the darkness, which would explain why I couldn't find her when I got here.
Why are you staring at me?
Well, I'm glad you found something you could wear with your brooch. Also, God, keeping a conversation going with her is like pulling teeth. Yeah, you look like you're doing a lot better than yesterday. Much more color in your cheeks.
As if you can tell the difference between beneath all these scars.
It's an expression. I'm just saying you look much better. You could barely even sit up yesterday. You're recovering impressively quickly. I imagine it won't be long before you're back at full capacity.
Yesterday,
What about yesterday?
thank you for rescuing me.
What? Right, that. No, don't mention it. It was nothing, really.
That's not what you said last night.
Oh, come on, just let me be humble, would you? Anyway, I wasn't expecting that. I was readying myself for another argument. I also wasn't sure how much of what happened you even remembered with how hysterical you got.
I was not hysterical.
My arm begs to
My mind was clear almost the whole time. I remember everything. First, a slave, you, saved my life from the wicked lord.
I'm not actually a slave, but details, details.
You took me by the arm, put me on your back, and fled from the lord's manor.
That I did.
I was a little hazy for some of the trip, but by the time you reached the poor quarter, my mind had
Cleared up almost completely the poor quarter. I just. What?
my consciousness had returned by that point.
Uh, oh?
You brought me to this brothel, and yes, at first I was frightened, because I believed you meant to have me become a whore. But that is the one and only instance of me last night you could describe as hysterical. I I remember everything. Quite well, thank you.
Okay then. Fair enough. You're right. I can't tell if she's sincere or just trying to convince herself. But she seems unusually repulsed by the idea of her losing her cool. She's not entirely right, but she's not entirely wrong either, so I'll let her have this one. In any event, you've recovered well enough to hold a conversation, which is great to see.
What what do you mean to do with me now?
Better question, what do you want to do?
I
All right, well, here's an idea if you don't have anything. You can stay here until you're all the way back on your feet. Maria's already set aside that room for you.
you you want me to stay in this vile gathering place of sinners?
You do realize who you're talking about, right? Those vile sinners are the ones who took you in, who agreed to look after you. They're no different than you or me, just doing what they must to get by.
I am not like them.
You're right. They don't look down on others for their line of work. At the very least, try to keep your callous prejudice against prostitutes to yourself when they're around, would you?
Why? It is my sacred duty to spread the word of God. Indulging in carnal pleasure is a sin, no matter the reason.
Can we just drop her off at the nearest church? Like, the fuck, man?
Prostitutes are filthy, tainted women.
Jeez, did all that blood the Lord took cause your damn heart to shrivel up? In what world is it reasonable for you to go up to women offering you sanctuary and call them to their faces sinners? Show them some gratitude, damn it.
You were the one who brought me here. I never asked them to do anything for me.
Oh, fine, whatever. If you're that opposed to staying here, then go. Get the hell out. You don't deserve their hospitality. Go off and preach the word of God and call everyone sinners. I expect someone will find you dead on the side of the road in less than a fortnight.
Very well. Thank you for yesterday. And farewell.
Wait. Wait.
Yes?
Are you insane? You're not supposed to actually go.
You're the one who told me to leave.
I just. Off to a great start with that 3 years of ice breaking, Jacopo. She's been through hell. You know that. I'm sorry. I take everything back. That was extremely childish of me. So please reconsider. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing I chased you out.
You cannot seem to make up your mind, can you?
It was a heat of the moment thing. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. I don't actually want you to leave. Ugh, good lord. Oh, right, the ointment. Did you apply it like I told you to?
No.
Really? Well, in that case, I'll do it now. You'd need help with your back either way.
You're a very curious man.
Huh? Why do you say that?
No reason. I'm simply saying the first thing that came to mind.
Don't tell me you think I have unscrupulous tastes like Maria seems to believe.
Huh?
Let me make this perfectly clear. I will not lay a finger on you. You're just a child, for God's sake. Now sit down. Well, look at that. I thought I'd have to fight her on this.
Is something the matter?
I I never told you to undress.
Were you wanting to apply the ointment to my clothes then?
Good, good point. That wouldn't help very much, would it? God damn it, Jacopo, calm the hell down. Or are you trying to make yourself look like a liar? She just caught me off guard, that's all.
The girl quietly disrobed, then knelt down. She had been naked when I saved her from the Lord, so it wasn't like this was my first time seeing her unclothed. But that was in the middle of a revolt. I didn't exactly have time to get a good look. She was almost frighteningly scrawny, her arms barely bigger than the bones within. Her skin was so pale I could see the blue veins running beneath it. And then, of course, there was the crisscrossing web of scars. Each one stood out clearly against her pale skin. The scars covered her entire body, front and back. I could hardly find a patch of skin that hadn't been desecrated. Looking at her, I was gripped with a mix of burning rage and bitter sadness, neither of which I had a source of relief for. But the most upsetting thing was how she just sat there, exposed, completely emotionless. Quite a change from how she behaved last night. Today I'm the one doing all the shouting. Almost feels like I'm looking at a lifeless puppet. I scooped up some of the ointment with my fingers and gently rubbed it across her wounded flesh. Every time my hand made contact, she shuddered, but she never recoiled or objected. Though it felt less like she was willingly accepting my aid, and more like she was simply enduring, waiting for it to be over. It was almost silent in the room, save for the cries and moaning that made its way through the walls. Sitting naked in a brothel while a strange man rubbed medicine on her, I could only imagine how unpleasant that must be, considering how devout she seemed to be. She was probably doing everything in her power to cut herself off from the whole experience. I wondered if, perhaps, she might one day come to realize that we were not trying to insult or demean her, and that we were simply concerned for her, that we wanted to give her a place she could feel safe. So is this all the Lord's doing? You don't have to answer if you're not comfortable. Except for my arms, yes.
Someone else did your arms then?
No, I cut them myself.
You. I thought suicide was a sin. Is self mutilation allowed then? I'm not sure what the rules on that are. You have a lot to live for. And that was about the extent of our conversation as I applied the ointment. I couldn't come up with any small talk, and I didn't really want to press any further about her scars or her time with the Lord. So I quietly worked, and she quietly let me do my work. By the time it was all over, I was exhausted. It felt like it had taken more out of me than the couple hours I had spent dragging unconscious drunks from the pub. When I told her I was finished, she let out a sigh of relief, the first sign of emotion I had seen from her since we began.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, we're not quite done. Still have to take care of your face.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
I beg to differ. If anything, you should be most concerned about your face. Now, come on, look at me.
Do I have to?
Well, yeah. It'd be kind of silly to do everything but your face.
I can do it myself.
Uh-huh, sure, yeah, not happening. I'm going to finish what I started.
Why can't I do it myself?
Because my gut tells me you'll just slap a little on and call it done. I want to make sure it's taken care of properly. So, look at me. Show me your face.
Fine.
It was bizarre how she had so little hesitation exposing her naked body, yet vehemently resisted letting me see her face. With anyone else I knew, it would be the other way around. The wounds on her face seemed to hold much more significance to her than the ones on the rest of her body. When she asked me to kill her yesterday, it was immediately after seeing herself in the mirror. But if the marks on her face were that upsetting, wouldn't she want them to heal? So why was she fighting me about it? Did she have some other reason to hide her face from me? Whatever it was that drove her actions, I couldn't make any sense of it. Let me know if it stings. Relax, I won't bite. You weren't this tense when I was applying the ointment to the rest of you. Just get it over with. All right, all right. He's much prettier from this angle. Like, just gonna put that out there. Uh, I just realized I don't know your name. Would you mind telling me? No? You won't tell me? Well, in that case, I'll just have to come up with something to call you myself. I'm serious. I'll pick the first thing that comes to mind. There's still time. You just have to tell me your name. Okay, then. You had your chance. Allison it is, because you bite just like an alley cat. I'll tell the girls here to call you that, too.
Please don't.
Oh, finally, you speak. If you're not happy with the name, tell me what to call you. You have until the count of 3, and then you're Allison for good. 1, 2, 3. Mm, hmm? Isn't your whole name, is it? Huh. So you're. I can understand being a little embarrassed about that. It's not my place to talk, I know, and I don't mean any ill will, but that's a very unfortunate name you were given.
That's not my name. It's Morgana.
Now that wasn't so hard, was it? It's a nice name. Morgana. I like it. Also, it reminds me of my homeland.
Your homeland?
Yeah. I mean, I hardly remember anything about my childhood anymore. I couldn't even tell you the name of the country, but I have these vague memories of how the language sounded. And your name, it doesn't sound like a name native to these parts. It sounds like something would fit right in with those memories of my homeland. I'd wager a guess you probably come from the same part of the world as me. If you go back far enough, you might even find we share ancestors. But who knows?
I.
How do you like that? Feeling a little sense of kinship?
The thought very much displeases me.
Well, okay then. Be a grouch. I'll let it slide, though. Getting your name out of you put me in a good mood. It's nice to formally make your acquaintance, Morgana. My name's Jacopo. Hey, Morgana, one day I'll show you the world.
What?
There's so much more out there than this tiny little corner of Earth we're rotting away in. More than you can possibly imagine. I'm going to go out into the world, experience true freedom, and I'm going to bring you with me. So try to stay positive. Once you see for yourself how much bigger the world out there is, how different every region and its people are, it might change your perspective on things a bit. It might even help you forget some of the crap you've been through. All right, now I'm done. That ended up taking pretty much all the ointment. I'll have to go buy some more. Well, I should probably get going. Will you be all right on your own?
I would much prefer it, in fact.
All right, all right. Sorry to be such a nuisance. See you again tomorrow.
My whole body is all slimy. After the slave man left, I retreated to a corner of the room, sat down, and pulled my knees up to my chest. Through the walls, I could hear men and women sinning, so I plugged my ears in an attempt to block out the vile noise. It was filthy here, and if I remained in this place too long, it would probably taint my soul. I needed to get out as soon as possible, but I couldn't bring myself to leave. My whole body refused to cooperate. Just thinking about going out there into the slums, all alone, sent uncontrollable shivers down my spine. I was the daughter of God. What did I have to fear? Such worldly emotions were unbefitting of a saint. I was pitiful, pathetic, and I hated it. I have nothing to fear. God will always lead his saint to where he needs her most. And as long as I continue performing miracles, people will acknowledge me as the true daughter of God. I have nothing to fear.
You're a damned witch wearing a saint's skin.
Will they, though? Will anyone look at me and see a saint? I can hardly see a saint in this face. The Lord and his guests, with their revulsion, their fear, that was the appropriate reaction. I was repulsive, not something to be welcomed with open arms. Saints and angels were always spoken of as beautiful, while demons and witches were spoken of as hideous. Any miracles I performed would be seen as the work of the devil, not God. But it didn't matter. It was my sacred duty to offer a helping hand to anyone in need, no matter how much persecution I suffered for it. My heart was resolute, but my head is all muddled. I can't stand this.
One day, I'll show you the world.
And thinking about the slave man only made an even bigger mess inside my head. It wasn't all unpleasant, though. He didn't push me away because of how I looked. He treated me like an ordinary girl, not a witch, and not a saint either. And besides, I was being disrespectful. I know that. He was well within his rights to be angry. He could have let me go, but he didn't. He got angry, but he told me to stay. Put ointment on me. Smiled even. A very curious man indeed. And then there was what he had said about his homeland. Just because my name reminded him of where he came from didn't mean I came from there as well. Never mind that nonsense about us sharing ancestors. I had no bloodline to trace back. My mother had conceived me without knowing man. And my father resided in the heavens above, the Lord God.
What about your mother's bloodline? Like, I assume your mother didn't spring out of nowhere.
The very idea that we shared blood was absurd. And yet, what if, somewhere on this earth, there are people who share my blood, who feel what I do, who think what I think, who see the world the same as me? What if somewhere like that really does exist? That would be very, so very.
And time flows onward, carrying them 2.5 years forward. All right. And since we've just gotten to a time skip, we are going to end here for tonight. So next stream is, let's see, is it Sunday today? It is Sunday. Tuesday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Trying to remember if I've got any announcements. I do actually. So the 22nd is when we go on hiatus again. Since I'm traveling again for work over the Christmas holiday, I'll be back on the 28th. So yeah. We'll go on hiatus. There will be YouTube live streams during that. Let me know if you also want the videos on demand on YouTube as well, or if that's too many things for that week. But working on getting that stuff filmed for you all. Missed some stuff when he played the ointment. Basically, they had a conversation. He now knows Morgana's name and promised to show her the world. So that's where that whole conversation came from. And then she reflected back on it and basically thought he was kind. And now we've got a 2.5 year time skip coming up. So that's all you missed. I think that's all I got. Yeah. So thanks for hanging out. Be back on Tuesday and have a good night, everyone.
Bye.